What's up, people? Joey Talks Boxing. I want to talk about Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is going through a lot right now, as he always does. Now, I've said in the past that Ryan Garcia does not move like a champion. He is not mentally strong enough to be a world-class fighter. And I maintain that belief. In this fight coming up with Devin Haney, if it does even happen, because Ryan might pull out, has proven that. The guy looks very mentally unstable at these press conferences. The guy on Twitter is going through all these things. He is saying crazy things, and I think he's not built for this sport. And I know a lot of people, myself included, are suspicious that maybe some of these Twitter rhetoric and Twitter rants are because of the fact that he's trying to promote the fight and he's trolling and it's not really him. Even if that's true and you're going to resort to that to promote a fight, to me, something's wrong with you. And if you're a person, I got to shout out to Steve Kim for this. You're a person, Ryan Garcia, who talks about mental health being serious. Don't make a joke about mental health then, because that's what you would be doing if this wasn't real. You'd be making a joke out of it. So I think Ryan Garcia, beyond the technical stuff that he's lacking in certain areas, mentally does not have the mental fortitude to be a world-class fighter. He doesn't. And Devin Haney does. Devin Haney is mentally strong. And I've said this, when you compare these young fighters, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, Gervonta Davis, and Shakur Stevenson, those are the big five that are around the same weight class, 135 and 140. So they could realistically fight each other. Devin Haney's the mentally strongest. He's the most disciplined guy. Shakur Stevenson missed weight. Gervonta Davis missed weight and had other problems. Teofimo Lopez had mental breakdowns. Ryan Garcia is clearly the mentally weakest. He's had mental breakdowns. But Devin Haney always comes in shape, ready to go, focused. And that is a talent. That is a virtue that you have to give him. Now, you're Ryan Garcia, and you're facing that guy. And you, Ryan Garcia, have already faced defeat. So you know what that's like, dealing with an L and having to make everyone make fun of you. Now you're going to face a guy, Devin Haney, who's no nonsense. Similar to how Tank was no nonsense for that fight, at least. Ryan Garcia has a lot of nonsense. It's a problem. And I just don't think he has it. He's going on these rants on Twitter. I had to unfollow the guy. And I've been following Ryan Garcia for years. And disclaimer, I've been a fan of Ryan Garcia's for years because I think that he's exciting. He brings people to the sport. And even though he's a little bit of a weird guy and he's a little bit like, corny and TikTok-ish, which is not really my style, I think he's probably genuinely a good guy. I know he has some stuff which is weird about him, but I think he's probably a good guy. But at a certain point, I'm like, I can't. First of all, it was just like bombarding with tweets. I'm like, I can't deal with this. And just some of the stuff he was saying, I'm like, I can't follow you anymore. I can't do it. Him saying that he smokes weed and drinks, like, why would you say that? You're a world-class fighter. You shouldn't be admitting that. And I don't think Marvin Hagler did these things. I don't think Floyd Mayweather did these things. I know Oscar and Sugar Ray Leonard dabbled in alcohol, but I think that was already after they were already established. But even if that's true, why would you say that? It's almost like he wants a built-in excuse if he loses, but this is a hard game, boxing. And I don't just mean the actual boxing part, the in the ring fight. That's difficult. Don't get me wrong. But everything that comes with it, and I spoke about it with Jamal Charlo when he fought Jose Benavidez. The actual fight itself for Jamal Charlo wasn't difficult. But what's difficult is the training, the dedication, the discipline, not eating what you want, not drinking what you want. You're not always going to be around your family. You got to sacrifice a lot. You got to have a coach who's on you, who's yelling at you, which Ryan Garcia keeps switching coaches. And you got to go in there and fight. And if you lose, or even if you don't lose, even if you do well, you have people in the comments on Twitter and on Instagram and on Facebook and on YouTube talking about you, being in the limelight. After you've trained the full day, you got to deal with interviews from all these people. It's hard, man. Like, I'm not, and I'm not making Ryan like he's a victim, but I'm just saying it's difficult to do this. Boxing is a lot more. The boxing game, the boxing business is a lot more than just two guys fighting in the ring on fight night. They could do that in the gym and sparring. That's not what is the totality of what the boxing game encompasses. I don't think Ryan Garcia can handle all of these things. I really don't. I don't know if this fight's still going to happen, but I'm a pretty big supporter of Ryan Garcia. I'm not going to act like his biggest fan, but I was like cool with Ryan Garcia. But you got to be strong up here. You got to have that mental fortitude. And you look at his two guys that were with Golden Boy, his two promoters, Oscar De La Hoya. I know De La Hoya, a lot of people bring up some of his personal problems. De La Hoya, when it came time to fight, for 90% of his career, he was focused, he was training, he was mentally sharp, and he was winning so many big fights. And Ryan Garcia doesn't even have the physical talent of Oscar De La Hoya. When you look at a guy like Bernard Hopkins, the other vice president of, Golden Boy Promotions, that guy was the longest reigning middleweight champion ever and the oldest champion in any division in boxing. You got to have mental fortitude. You got to have discipline. You got to have dedication to your craft. Devin Haney is dedicated to his craft. Ryan Garcia is not. Here's a man who's unraveling. He's saying crazy things like he was raped when he was 2. If that's true, okay, but why are we saying this now before the fight? I don't know. And if it's a troll, then that's just a weird thing to troll about. That's not cool. So I think Devin Haney has the mental fortitude. Ryan Garcia does not. And it's very, like I said, it's very difficult to maintain that level of dedication. And it's especially difficult to maintain that level of dedication when you've made a lot of money, which Ryan Garcia has made. He said he made over $100 million. Makes me think that this might be his last fight in boxing, or he's just doing it to do it. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I don't think it's going to end well for Ryan Garcia. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And let me know what you guys think. Peace.